Hello, hello. So, I don't know how or what I should say it is. Is it a vlog? It's a video diary? What it is, I don't know. I don't, I do not have any idea because sometimes I think I should make it public and other times I think opposite of it. I should not make it public, it should be for me and for the future me. So, yeah, many thoughts and no clarity. And at the end, it's nothing. I'm not able to decide what this channel is. And similarly, on the same topic, I can say articulation. This is our topic of today. What is articulation? As I described about my channel, like I'm not able to decide if it is my private video diary or it is a public channel or it's like my journey that I'm sharing with everyone with no followers. Similarly, articulation is a way to say or communicate things clearly. Before my current understanding that I will come later point in time, my understanding about articulation was saying a sentence or a thought in very sophisticated manner, like using a vocabulary that makes you feel like you are smart in the room, you are the smartest person in the room. That's the definition of there is a writer, I'm forgetting the name. He says like learn only 50 words, use them daily in your vocabulary, and you will be more articulate than all other people. It's true to some extent, like if I know four different words for the same meaning, I can use them here and there, and my speech will be more interesting. But is it the true meaning of articulation? That's the question today. So I was listening to a audiobook a few days back, and this idea of articulation, this author or writer or narrator put in very simple words. He said, if you can find the simplest words or simplest line to communicate your message clearly and with the impact that you want, you are more articulate than all of the other people. Those will use complex vocabulary, complex sentences, or will say the same thing in 5 or 10 lines. The minimum number of words or lines you can use to deliver the full impact of your thoughts is articulation. It is not denying the idea of using different words than these regular words, those we use in our daily lives, because if you have the, I would say, list of those words, those can you place differently at different point of time, a listener will be listening to you, and that's one of the main point of this communication. So clearly, I'm not very articulate on my message today. I'm going here and there, but I think it is good because we can learn from very real example. So I could simply say these things in 4 or 5 lines that I'm talking for last 3 4 minutes. Yeah, keeping it aside, the learning is to make ideas clear with simplest words possible. That is articulation, and that's something I need to learn because my thoughts are not very in sync with my language that I'm using or the vocabulary that I'm using right now. That will be very interesting topic for me to learn and talk about it, not just only learn and implement in my life so that I can clearly communicate what I'm thinking in a very clear manner. For example, today I was visiting my gym, not my gym, basically a new gym, where I had to check in with this application called WellPass. So I was on the door and I realized I did not have any internet. So I was in line and I decided I will ask the receptionist or the attender of gym for the Wi-Fi so that I can log in to this application, check in for that facility, and then I can enter. But when I approached her, I did like 3 4 mistakes. First of all, I bombarded my speaking. First of all, I said, "Hi, actually, I need to check in. I need Wi-Fi. My internet. I don't have an internet connection. Can you give me the Wi-Fi?" She did not understand. She got the context. I think there's spinach in my. Give me a second. Yeah, I just had my dinner, so yeah. Come to the topic. So I said 3 4 lines, and she could not process it, and she said to me like, "Okay, I don't know. My colleague knows." First mistake. I did not take the pause. I didn't say hi, wait for her attention, and say simply, I need the Wi Fi network for some time. That's it. I didn't have to explain why I'm asking for it or whatever. It's not her concern. I'm asking for simply something and she could give me. So, first mistake was that. Second was my tone was very mumbling, like, "Hi, I don't have internet. I need to check in, and could you give me the something?" It was like mumbling, and there was no exaggeration or certain points. Even I'm, saying 4 lines, I should have say, "Hey, wait for it. I need to use Wi-Fi. Could you give me the password? I don't have internet today, and I want to check in." That's it. Even I'm saying 4 lines. Like I could be like this, but I was like straight, very monotonous, and very like mumbling. She understood me, but not impact with impact. Second thing. Third thing, or this 2.1 thing is like I did not put any energy in my speech or in my talk. I was very flat. Like, "Hey, I need Wi-Fi, this. Nobody will understand. Even they understand, they will be uncertain. Like is he saying what I'm hearing or what? Because I was not certain on my words. I was not putting pitch or the volume into my thoughts or my saying. How she can believe on that? It can introduce some doubts That was second thing. Third thing. Fourth thing was, even she said she will, her colleague can help. I just go aside of the line instead of asking, hey, can you ask her now? Or, you know, I assume she will come to the right desk and I will wait for her, but I waited for 5 minutes, blocking the line. Everybody, I'm saying, please go ahead. I'm waiting. So I could simply follow up. But at that time, I assumed certain thing and I did not give attention. What's my motive of asking the Wi-Fi? Because at the end, we have to communicate our motive and we have to do what's our motive is. So my motive was to get Wi-Fi. Even I communicated, I received a message, but my problem was not solving. So I could follow up, and that's the problem with me most of the times. When I'm somewhere, I initialize, let's say, conversation, and I ask some questions. People give the answer, and I assume they are not interested in talking because they have not asked question. Could be, or could be my question was very straightforward to answer. I could try once more. So because I wanted to talk with this person. So main thing that we need to take care of is like, what's the motto of communication? Is it getting fulfilled? So that's something. But it's quite monologue for me. It was like my thoughts, and I thought I will communicate my thoughts very clearly, but it's not the case. But very first day of thinking about articulation, even I started this topic like I will talk about articulation and I will try to be articulate, but over the time or from the very beginning, I lost the track or the goal of mine. So keeping the goal in mind is very important, and that's something I need to work on as well. So I will learn something about this articulation and I will practice it, and probably we will see in our video diary where what's the progress. So I think I should come here daily, speak for 12, 15 minutes, and then we will compare how much articulate I am, how much clearly I'm able to express my thoughts, how organized I am in my video. Even these are live videos, so these are not well prepared script. It's just coming to my mind. Still, this will be the most of the time the scenario, like we have to communicate in live environment. So I need to practice, I want to practice it, so I will be practicing it, and we will see how much clearer I can communicate. What is the clarity of my words, lines? Am I taking the pause? Am I emphasizing certain words or lines or paragraphs, whatever? So all of these will be the parameters, those I will be checking, and let's see what will be the progress. And yeah, we will see. So then I will now start reading the book, Clear Thinking. But before that, I will end this video diary, and we will see.